Ontario's Liberal Party is getting closer to choosing its new leader. 4 candidates are making the final push, and one of them is Bonnie Crombie, who joins us live now. Good morning, Ms. Crombie.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me on this morning.
Now, Ms. Crombie, a couple of weeks ago, Nate Erskine-Smith and Yasser Naqvi announced a strategic voting alliance aimed at keeping you out of power. Ted Hsu didn't participate. Do you think that will impact your leadership chances?
Listen, I'm here to tell you that the Liberal Party is back. All of us traveling around the province this summer has really ignited a spark. People are confident about being Liberals again. We're building back trust with our brand. And for the very first time, we have one person, one vote, and people are very excited to mark their ranked ballot. So people will have the opportunity to choose those individuals they want to put up against Doug Ford in 2026. And they can even rank us 1, 2, 3, 4. So the voters will absolutely decide on who they will select to lead our party and to face off against Doug Ford in 2026.
I'm intrigued, Ms. Crombie, about why you think the Liberal Party is back. In the last 2 elections, to be frank, your party hasn't even achieved, full party status down at Queen's Park. What is it you're hearing from voters that seems different to what we're seeing from voters when it comes to the last 2 elections?
People are disillusioned with Doug Ford. This government has shown their true colors. They're in it for themselves and their rich friends, not for the people of Ontario. I ask people everywhere I go, is your life more affordable than it was before Doug Ford was premier? Can you trust this government? Or are they making secret deals, non-transparent deals, and people say yes? When I got into this race, I was told, don't expect very much, Bonnie. 4 or 5 people will be in a room and it'll be a slog bringing this party back. This party is back. I enter a room with 200 people every evening, even in small rural towns, northern communities. I was in Cochrane. I had 35 people in a 1,200-person town for lunch because they wanted to discuss the issues, and they told me how neglected they felt and how isolated they were from the Ford government, who doesn't care about them or real people.
And Ms. Crombie, if you do get elected as the Ontario Liberal Party leader, what do you think your first order of business will be?
To restoring confidence and transparency to government, to build back our healthcare system that has been intentionally broken so that they can justify private clinics and private medicine, to invest in our schools so our children are prepared for the jobs of tomorrow, and repair the infrastructure that's facing a 15-year lag, and to bring back affordability and build housing. 3 levels of government must come together: federal, provincial, municipal, and our stakeholders, which include, yes, the home building groups. They must come together to ensure that we build housing that is affordable, not attainable, but affordable for all people, deeply affordable for those who need it, who are more marginalized, more vulnerable, and middle-class housing as well for ordinary people, people like teachers and nurses and police officers and librarians. We need to build housing for all people.
I know we're going to find out who wins your race in about 10 days' time. December 2nd is when we're going to find out who, in fact, will lead the Liberal Party forward. But in the meantime, we've got another vote happening right now. This is advance voting in that by-election in Kitchener, already underway to replace the NDP MPP there who vacated that seat. What do you think it would say about your party if the Liberals don't win in that by-election?
So we've already won 2 by-elections. We were predicted not to win. Canada-Carleton, we've never won before. How incredible is that? Scarborough-Guildwood, we had an excellent candidate, Andrea Hazel. We retained that seat. And now Kelly Stice is holding the banner in Kitchener Centre, and I'm really excited. In fact, I'm heading there this afternoon because the advance polls are opening, and I encourage everyone in Kitchener to go out and vote in the advance polls, and I'll be there this afternoon, so perhaps I can meet them and shake hands as well and tell them what a great candidate we have in Kelly Stice.
And, we've been talking about this all morning long, the federal government unveiling its fall fiscal update yesterday. If you were premier today, what would be the first issue you'd want to address with the feds based on what you heard yesterday? I know you mentioned housing. They're announcing to build about 30,000 to 40,000 homes, but millions are needed. So how do we cut through that red tape?
I actually had the opportunity to see Minister Freeling yesterday morning in Ottawa, and she was very excited about the announcement. The federal government has proven a really honest, capable partner in home building, and my message to them is send the money as quickly as possible. It's needed on the ground. All the mayors across Ontario want to build housing. We need a partner that will enable us and help us to do so.
Okay, that is Mayor, I want to say Mayor Bonnie Crombie, but of course you're running to be Liberal leader of the Ontario Liberal Party. Bonnie Crombie joining us live here this morning. We'll find out in about 10 days' time who does come out on top. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.